the fight's going to be boring as hell. Because any fight he's in is boring as hell.
Shakur is a really good boxer.
He's a good boxer, but it's nothing that stands out to me. It's just, okay, you know how to move, boom, 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 but it's nothing like Tank or me or
like somebody got to stand out.
Like
like you're not just fighting
I
anybody.
see boxers all the time. I've been watching boxers my whole life. I know the ones that are different. He's not different. Shakur will do everything, you know, not even to get like an ounce of hitting. Like he's scared to really lock in and get in there. Devin's not.
But Shakur, that guy will put anybody to sleep outside the ring, not inside the ring, because he's the most boring fighter in the history of boxing. And they say whatever they want, they can hype him up and all that stuff, but I really feel bad for him because there's no way they could put him on pay-per-view. He can't sell a fight.
Boxing pros are weighing in on Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson, with many predicting Shakur will rely on movement and defense, a quiet storm unfolding. Critics label his style as running and boring, while others argue it's high-level ring IQ.
What do you think about the criticism that Shakur gets? Like, people say that he's
boring and all that. Yeah.
He's not entertaining.
I mean, look, he's like an Andre Ward style. Andre Ward wasn't really that entertaining, but got the win. I mean, that's what boxing is all about. So I used to love watching Andre Ward fight because it was so punch perfect. I watched his footwork, how he moved to the right, to the left, and I trained with him as well, with Virgil. And I used to watch how he trained and how he fought, and I thought how he puts his hands there and uses it as a defense, and then pulls your hands down and catches you over the top, and them little things. So this is a fight that people get, because you got two different styles. You got an offensive, defensive in Lopez, and you've got a defensive in
As the boxing world gears up for one of the most awaited fights of early 2026, discussion has centered not just on who will win, but also on how the fight will unfold, like a slow-burning thriller where every move feels destined.
Come to explosiveness, I would have to go with Tio. When it comes to actual rapid speed, I would have to go with Tio. But when it comes to body punching, when it comes to good timing, when it comes to craft, I would have to give all of that to Shakur Stevenson.
What do you think, Doug?
They're both boxers. I look at Stevenson as a versatile technician. I look at Teofimo. He's a boxer puncher, but his specialty is his counter punching. Mm-hmm. Listen, if Stevenson wants to be on his stick and move game, very difficult style matchup for Teofimo, and maybe not that entertaining to the fans.
Because Stevenson's longer.
Exactly.
Stevenson's defense probably the best in the game, and he's longer.
Great reflexes and timing, and so does Teo. That's why he's a great counterpuncher. Mm-hmm. But Teo's, he's a very special athlete, and as a competitor, he is one of those guys who saves his A game for a fellow elite opponent. That's when he really rises his game and shows us the Teofimo Lopez that everybody thought he was when he was a pro.
Shakur Stevenson, the unbeaten WBC lightweight champion, is widely recognized for his defensive wizardry, like a ghost in the ring. His ability to use footwork, angles, and distance management has made him exceedingly difficult to hit, a puzzle no one solves. This style has earned him both praise for technical brilliance and criticism for not generating action every second of a fight.
Your 135 contemporaries have a lot to say these days. Shakur Stevenson, well, of course, he's now 135 after all that stuff, and then Devin Haney.
Right, so why people even talk like he the best at, he didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 30, or none of that.
He is good.
Okay. How can you, all that's just okay. How can you stop people that can actually hit? No matter all that boxing, you're going to get hit.
Teofimo Lopez, on the other hand, is known for his athleticism, power, and aggression, the kind that shifts the energy in a room. As a former unified champion at lightweight, and now a defending WBO champion at super lightweight, Lopez's game is built around taking the fight to opponents and landing decisive punches, moments that feel like they could end everything in a heartbeat.
We haven't seen him around 140. We have seen Teofimo do good at 140, so it's a tricky one. I think it's a 50-50 chess game inside that ring.
If you have to give somebody 51, the other guy 49, like the smallest edge.
You're going to put me in the spot. But only because I fought him before. I'll give him that 1% Shakur because I've fought him. I've never stepped in the ring with Teofimo. I've seen him fight, and I've seen him personally spar, and I've seen him. He's an amazing fighter. But I will only give him that one to Shakur because I've stepped in the ring with him.
Against someone like Steph Venson, who relies heavily on movement, Lopez believes his approach of pressure and combinations can disrupt the southpaw's rhythm, turning speed into chaos and control into a sudden test of survival.
Be number one, in boxing, so to speak. He's coming for my crown at the, super lightweight division. And honestly, nevertheless, it's all about the fans.
Who has a better resume between you two guys, do you think?
Man, I'll tell you again, honestly, it doesn't matter until we hang up the gloves. I think that we still have such a long, depending on how well we do with our health, we got a long career ahead of us, man. So this is just something for everybody for 2026. We started off with a bang, and we go from there.
Meanwhile, Tim Bradley emphasizes that Shakur can stay aggressive, using his jab and feints to throw Teo off balance and control the pace without needing to run or retreat, just outthinking him live in real time.
Shakur ain't got to really move. Yeah, it sounds crazy. Shakur can actually walk to Teo. Yeah, he can walk to Teo. Yeah. Long as he walk behind with the jab, long as he walk behind with feints, because feints throw off Teo, jabs throw off Teo as well. He's a counterpuncher. Yeah, he's a counterpuncher. So if you can keep them off balance and keep him guessing, keeping that jab in his face, and you force him back, yeah, he moves his feet, but he makes a lot of mistakes. Gets himself out of position a lot of times. He's out of position a lot of the times, man. Brings those feet together at times. Oh, yeah. When he moves side to side, same thing. He responsibly defensively, nah. When he disengages, defense is whack. Trash. Yeah. When he resets, a lot of time he comes in the range, he's standing straight up. Come on, man. Shakur can take advantage of Teo not being that great on the inside, not being that great at mid-range.
He points out that Teo often gets out of position and resets poorly, allowing Shakur to stand his ground, read punches, and use his boxing IQ instead of constantly moving around, almost like he's waiting for the moment Teo slips into a mistake he never sees coming.
Yeah, he ain't got to run from Teo. Nah, he can stand right in front of Teo. He could. Yeah. And see all them shots coming. For sure. You already know the punch selection that he gonna use. Punch selection gonna be he gonna try to use his jab at a rapid pace. Of course. He gonna try to out jab Shakur. Of course. Flicking it out there, flicking his jab out there, man. Trying to get some sort of response. Or flicking it out there, trying to just close the gap on Shakur. And he gonna throw the right hand downstairs. Yeah. That's what he gonna do. He gonna be looking for that right hand, then he gonna try to sneak him up top. Yeah. It's plain and simple. Sneak him up top. That's it. But if Shakur can stand his ground, if Shakur can evade and get right back in his space, right back in his face, man, evade and get right back in his face, right? When he's not set or ready to punch, when them feet are spread apart, Shakur can walk to him. Shakur can walk to him.
Lopez insists he's training to put Shakur Stevenson to sleep and prove himself, especially since he hasn't scored a big knockout in some time, and that silence is starting to echo. He's focused on landing that decisive blow rather than just outboxing him, chasing the kind of moment that flips a legacy in one flash and reminds everyone exactly who he thinks he is.
I would consider you, out of you and Shakur, I would consider you the more explosive, possibly the more speed concerning like getting to the target quicker. But I haven't seen you really get the type of knockouts that made the fans appeal to the whole package and the whole system of you. Are you training?
You mean at 140 pounds compared to 135? Yeah,
yes, in comparison. Yeah. Are you training for a knockout? Are you training to do something to not just beat Shakur, but to beat him in grand fashion? When I say grand fashion, I mean going for the knockout.
Well, I think that the whole thing is the Bible of boxing really is that if you look for the knockout, you won't get it. I think really it's just all about setting the good pace early in the beginning rounds and then going from there, setting that tone. I think that I don't see him going those 12 rounds. This is his first time moving up to 140. A lot of these guys can say a lot of things about me not knocking them out or whatnot, but they don't come and try to fight me after they feel this power. So it's for a reason. It carries. It does carry. I mean, I had a good showing with Arnold Barboza. He was number one, my mandatory, and he was too hesitant trying to commit to punches. So I think that it's just something that's going to be a rude awakening for Shakur.
Hey, Doug, you hear that? He said the Bible of boxing. What else is called the Bible of boxing? Ring Magazine. And he's a two-division Ring Magazine champ.
Great ambassador for those championship belts as well.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm very big on those things. You know, I claimed 2 weight divisions, 2 Ring Magazine belts in just at 25. You know, and I'm 28 now. I've been defending my belts now. I feel great. You know, and then most importantly, you know, this will be my 4th title defense with the Ring and the WBO junior welterweight world division.
Stevenson has talked about exploiting Lopez's weaknesses and approaching this fight not just with movement, but with confidence in his overall skill set, like someone who already sees the ending before the story is told. He believes he can expose flaws in Lopez's game if executed correctly, turning small openings into defining moments that could quietly rewrite everything people think they know about this matchup.
As long as I'm like locked in and I'm focused on what I'm supposed to be doing, nothing else matters around me. That 4-weight world champion, it means everything to me. That's me separating myself. A lot of these guys that they claim is the guys nowadays, none of them can say that they are a 4-weight world champion. He got a lot of weaknesses though. He's a very good fighter, but I do see a lot of weaknesses. He's not gonna correct them overnight. It's gonna be the same Teo that we done seen 1,000 times before. He's gonna come out there trying to perform highly, and I'm gonna take advantage of it. But as far as the weaknesses, I'm gonna keep them to myself.
Lopez, meanwhile, has fired back with rhetoric aimed at proving that Steph Venson's reputation is overstated, like a challenger daring the champion to crumble. He's called Stevenson overrated and pledged to show that his defensive tactics are not impregnable, setting the stage for clashes that could turn tense in an instant. Making the fight ugly and forcing Stevenson into uncomfortable exchanges has been part of Lopez's public messaging, a promise that sparks anticipation for the chaos that could unfold once the bell rings.
We were stablemates, me and Shakur, Top Rank. He talks about this and that and about I was jealous of him. No, I'm not. You were a 2016 USA silver medalist. You're gonna get your signing bonus and all that extra stuff. Thing was, they were trying to secure him in a different route because they had put a lot of money in him. Me, I think I was just supposed to be an opponent eventually.
Lopez has even suggested that Stevenson is hesitant to get hit and will need to overcome that fear to win, planting a seed of doubt that hangs over every round. These comments fuel a storyline where Lopez tries to lure Stevenson into a more aggressive fight, setting the stage for a style clash that could settle once and for all whether movement or pressure wins the day, with every punch carrying the weight of a verdict no one can predict.
Mine is limitless though, you know, so then again it's like I could always succeed to another level with it, you know, and exceed to it. So it's really just trying to just keep it going. You know, keep moving forward throughout the whole time and throughout the whole process, and mainly just have fun with it. You know, you gotta have fun with what you do. You know, I love this. You know, I haven't stopped doing what I've done because of the fact that I enjoy what I do. You know, this has been 20 years in the making, 20 years in this. You know, and I have so much to do and so much to prove within myself. So mentally, I'm prepared. Physically, I'm more than ready. You know, and emotionally, oh, I'm on fire, you know, I'm on fire with it, you know, because all I ever did was try to be great, you know, and it's no longer trying, I am great. And it's all about just continuing and holding that. So it's all about just staying humble throughout the process, keeping myself level-headed, and really just enjoying each day that we get because tomorrow's never promised.
Shakur's left hook and Philly shell defense are key weapons in his strategy against Teo, almost like a secret code only he knows how to read. The Philly shell allows him to protect his head while staying in range to counter effectively, letting him absorb or deflect incoming shots without panicking or retreating, turning defense into a quiet kind of power. By staying composed and using this defensive stance, Shakur can wait for openings, making it easier to time his counters with surgical precision. His left hook becomes especially dangerous when Teo is off balance, exploiting moments when Teo overcommits or mispositions himself, each swing carrying the potential to change the fight in an instant. Combined with feints and smart footwork, these tools let Shakur dictate the pace, control the distance, and turn defensive moments into offensive opportunities, maximizing his chances to land significant, fight-changing punches, as if every move has a story and every punch could be a plot twist waiting to unfold.
Yeah, Shakur going to that damn Mayweather defense, Philly shell, that left hook is coming. He gonna be looking for that mug all night long. That left hook, left hook, left hook. But just keep Teofimo off balance. That's all he gotta do is keep him off balance, man. Throwing them feints, fighting him off that jab, bro, it's gonna break his rhythm up, boy. He gonna struggle. He gonna have a hard time. But, you know, Kambosos didn't rush in at him. Kambosos stayed underneath himself, stayed right there in front of him. That was it. Held his ground. That was it. Anytime Lopez would do something, Kambosos come right back with counters. Yeah, but he stayed close enough to get Lopez to react. And a lot of times Lopez fought angry that fight, so he left himself wide the hell open.
Ryan Garcia says he'd put his money on Shakur Stevenson, but also admits he wouldn't be shocked if Teofimo Lopez pulls off the upset, a twist that keeps fans holding their breath. Garcia told reporters that while he thinks Lopez might struggle with Stevenson's slick defensive style, he could be underestimating Teo a bit, hinting at the chaos a single adjustment could bring. And if Lopez adjusts and brings power and pressure, he could surprise everyone with a win, turning predictions upside down in an instant. Garcia's take reflects respect for both fighters' abilities and power, acknowledging Stevenson's boxing IQ, but also recognizing Lopez's threat if he executes his offense well, the kind of duality that makes this matchup feel electric, like anything could happen the moment they step into the ring.
I won't be surprised if Teofimo surprises us all, for sure. I think I'm underestimating Teofimo a little bit, but I don't think he can make the necessary adjustments to his own style to combat what Shakur does best. But he could definitely prove me wrong, for sure. And I won't be surprised.
Okay. Guess obviously if you win this fight, you're going straight to the Haney rematch, right?
And there's a bunch of options on the door. You got Conor Ben. I know they made that as a mandatory, so you know we could explore that option. There's so many different options, but we're ready for it all.
Lamont Roach Jr. doesn't see a scenario where Teofimo Lopez beats Shakur Stevenson, confident in the quiet mastery that Stevenson brings to the ring. Roach has backed Stevenson to win their next super lightweight showdown, saying Shakur's high boxing IQ and slick style will frustrate Lopez and likely secure him the victory, like a chess master anticipating every move. He pointed out that Lopez tends to struggle against technical boxers and believes Stevenson's movement and strategy are strong enough to outpoint Teo rather than let him impose his power, turning every exchange into a calculated test. Roach's prediction reflects respect for Stevenson's ring generalship and confidence that his style matchup works well against Lopez, a battle where brains might just outlast brawn. While Lopez brings power and aggression, Roach still favors Stevenson's tactical edge in this pivotal matchup, a narrative where patience, precision, and anticipation could define the outcome long before the final bell rings.
Who do you think wins that fight between him and Teofimo Lopez if they fight?
I think Shakur wins. And I don't think it's going to be like a super tough fight either. His IQ will frustrate him.
Don't you think Teo has also good ring IQ and also is slick, fast?
I think
explosive?
so, but when you look at Teo's performances against guys that are just pure boxers, it's just like he almost lost to Sandor Martin. Some people thought he lost to Sandor Martin.
He did beat Loma, who's arguably at the time considered one of the best in the world.
He did, and that was a hell of a performance too. So yeah, I mean, I think he's hit or miss. You got to think he got stuff. He a little cuckoo too. Like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while. Look at the Kambosos fight. Like that's a fight that people would never expect Kambosos to win, and he won a grueling match against him as well. So I just I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like because it's going to be just a skill match. I don't think he's going to try to rough Shakur up, and it's probably not.
Shakur Stevenson plans to approach the fight with control, patience, and intelligence, moving like a shadow that already knows the path ahead, focusing on slowing the pace and forcing Teofimo Lopez to operate entirely on his terms. His goal is to dictate distance, timing, and rhythm, turning every exchange into a subtle reminder of who truly commands the ring. By remaining disciplined, calm, and defensively sound, Shakur believes he can gradually wear Teofimo down mentally before breaking him physically, each round a test of patience and cunning. Technically, he trusts that frustration will build as clean opportunities become harder to find, leading to mistakes and openings that feel almost inevitable. Once that mental edge is secured, Stevenson expects the fight to tilt firmly in his favor, allowing his precision, timing, and ring IQ to take over and control the outcome from start to finish, a performance that could feel as inevitable as it is electrifying, where every move tells a story of strategy and dominance waiting to unfold.
Demolishment. We're gonna demolish. The guy's way too slow, Shakur's too sharp, too fast, too strong.
Stevenson has thoroughly mapped out his strategy for facing Teofimo Lopez, and it's built around control on both the physical and psychological fronts, like a general orchestrating every move before the battle begins. He plans to disrupt Lopez's rhythm and frustrate him mentally by using sharp footwork, constant feints, and crisp counters to keep Teo off balance, turning every glance and feint into a calculated trap. Rather than simply retreating, Stevenson wants to make Lopez miss repeatedly, force him to overreach, and sap his confidence round after round, each moment a subtle erosion of his opponent's certainty. By denying space and rhythm, he aims to control the pace and force Lopez into making mistakes, turning pressure into opportunity, and securing clear rounds through calculated precision, a tactical dance where every step, every swing, is designed to tilt the fight in his favor before the decisive moments even arrive.
You're specifically working on for this camp compared to the other camps you've done?
I think right now we just trying to stay mentally sharp. I don't want to go in there and try to make it a firefight. I just want to like box him and pick his brain and beat him up, make him want to quit. Mentally break somebody down, it's like I'm hitting you and you can't get anything back. You know, that's like frustrating for certain people. After a while, you know, people start to like quit.
As fight night approaches, experts remain divided on Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson, but a clear theme has begun to take shape, like the tension before a storm. This is a clash of contrasting styles with very different paths to victory, each fighter carrying a story in every step. Shakur Stevenson enters as the betting favorite, widely expected to use elite distance control, sharp timing, and movement to outbox Lopez over 12 rounds, a tactical game plan that some fans label as boring running, yet others see as pure mastery. Many analysts predict Stevenson's style will frustrate Lopez and secure him a decision win, though opinions vary on the entertainment value, leaving fans caught between admiration and impatience. On the other hand, Lopez insists he's preparing to punch his way to victory, eager to prove critics wrong and land the kind of knockout that has eluded him recently, a single moment that could upend expectations. Ultimately, the fight may come down to whether Lopez's power can disrupt Stevenson's rhythm or if Stevenson's precision and ring IQ will prevail, turning every second into a battle of wits, strength, and will, a story that will unfold with the unpredictability only boxing can deliver.
We know that Shakur is very passionate about the sport. He's a kid that has always wanted to be considered the best in the sport. From the amateurs till now, he wants to be pound for pound top dog. He wants to be on Mount Rushmore, so on and so forth. Teofimo, I feel that he's had that passion, right? But he's had lapses to the, you know, at times where he thought about even quote unquote retired and said he was done with this game. Now, I don't know if that helps you because it creates this chip on your shoulder as a fighter to keep continuing to prove the world wrong that you are one of the best, or if it psychologically affects you against a guy like Shakur.
When you go against a guy like Shakur reminds me of Bud Crawford. You can't have those lapses. You can't have that kind of mindset. And I think, you know, Teo's been very vocal about the things that he struggled with. And, you know, he was going through a divorce and all of these things were making it really, really hard for him to focus on his first love. But that's the thing. Recently, he said he came back to his first love. He remembers that this is what got him everything he has. And he's back in love with boxing. And that's what we've been wanting to hear. And when we see a Teo like that, he's sharp against Josh Taylor. When we see a Teo like that, he's sharp against Lomachenko and also willing to fight all these guys. Now think about this. I know we call big, heavy punches the boogeyman, but usually the boogeyman is the guy that's hard to beat. And Shakur, nobody really wanted to fight him. And once again, Teofimo Lopez is fighting a dangerous.
What do you think? Will Shakur control the fight with movement and boxing IQ, slipping and sliding like a shadow that dictates every moment? Or can Teofimo's power and aggression crash through the rhythm, turning the night upside down with a single, game-changing shot?